Hey YouTube, back for part two. I just wanted to show you my setup. I've got it all wired up, and let's see, I'll kind of show you. It's all nice and sunny outside, so I hope the camera picks up really well. I've got three 10-foot sections of the top post fencing, and they're all joined together. Two of them are welded together, and then it has a bolt through where it slips into the other post. I run a bolt through both pieces so it'll have support. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, man, that thing's long and it's going to be awfully flimsy. Well, not by the time I get it up to the top of the peak of the roof right there and secure it at the peak, and then it's going to be stuck down in several hundred pounds of concrete. So I think it should be fine. If it is a little flimsy, I've got it set up right here where I can put a guide wire at the top if I need to, and I'll just run it through the little cap here for the fence, and just I think it should work out. But if you notice, I've got two Channel Master 4228 HDs on here on the same pole, and you'll notice that this one is pointing in one direction, and then this antenna here is pointing in another direction. And the way that I have them joined together is with a combiner, and I'm using the Channel Master Jointanna, and I've read a lot of good things about this thing, and so I'm hoping that it'll work out just right. So I have one coax cable going up to this antenna, and then the other coax cable going down to this antenna. And if you'll notice, I have the antennas spread apart at about 5.5 feet. They said they recommended 5, but I went 5.5 feet just to be on the safe side, so I wouldn't get any kind of feedback from one antenna to the other. And so I'm hoping that everything will work out just fine. And so this wire here comes out of the jointanna, and then it comes down, and then it loops around, and it goes into the Amplify Plus. This is their preamp. And then this wire here, this is the power wire that feeds this preamp power, and it goes down to this power inserter. And then from this power inserter, this wire here goes all the way down, and this is the wire that I'm going to feed in through that little opening up there. I'll zoom in through that little white opening. I'm going to make a little slit in the back side of the screen that's on the inside of it, and I'm just going to run my cable in there, so that way I have the shortest possible run of cable, and I should be able to get a better signal. And then also here on this power inserter, it's got a place for a ground wire. So it's really simple. You just undo that screw, slide your wire in there, and then you just run it down your pole. And I know there's some of you guys out there going to say, well, it's not good to have a long ground like that. Your ground should be as short as possible. Well, I didn't really have any choice, because I didn't bring all my wires down to the ground, so I chose to make a long ground. So it should be fine. And anyways, one of the other wires that's coming out of this power inserter is this one here, and this one goes down the pole, and it's going to be fed in through that little window right there on the side of the house as well, and that's going to be the one going in to the TV, basically. You could run it directly to the TV, or if you've got multiple TVs, you could run it to a distribution amplifier. And that's going to be part 3 of this install. So make sure you stay tuned for the next video, and we should have this thing up. My neighbor's going to come over, and he's got family that helped me lift this thing up, and we're just going to take, we've already got a rope tied to it, and so he's going to get up on the roof, just because I'm not able with my gout, I'm not very balanced and good on my feet, and don't really like heights that much. So, you know, he's going to tie a rope around it, and we're going to, several of us are going to try to lift this thing up and get it up into place, and then drop it down into this hole right here, like I showed you in the last video. We're just going to slide it right down into the hole, and then I've rigged up some turnbuckles, some stainless steel turnbuckles, and we're going to mount them up there at the peak of the roof. So should be a pretty good video, so stay tuned. Make sure you watch part 3.